And then I look at this guy next to me and he's freaking out because we're like, we just lost. And then Elias revives and he starts auto-attacking it. And then his last auto, like, hits the Nexus after he dies. And I'm like, oh, I guess we won. But I'm pretty sure we would have lost that game. But it was really, really disgusting how the whole thing happened.
And there we get killed again with no vision from absolutely nowhere, because Zoe is a balanced champion. Thank you, Riot Games. Thank you for this amazing champion.
BRAINEFFECT mood? Helps your serotonin levels and makes you feel more relaxed. Huh.
And we lose Baron because our jungler missed Smite, but you know what? That's okay. We all make mistakes. And yeah, next game will be better, I'm sure.
Hello everyone, this is Darius from the Shotcaller, joined here by Odo after a very interesting game against Splyce. I mean, holy shit, what happened there at the end?
Oh, that one was spicy. I mean, the game was free win because we like killed some people, and then we're like, the Nexus is open, and then we can like end it. And then Abe starts to like zone them, and he's doing fine. And then I just follow Abe because I'm like, I want to get some kills too. But then, like, we're telling Elias to end the game, but then Elias sees us go in and trying to get kills. And then he starts yelling, don't end the game, guys. And then he comes to like join in on the fun, and then he sees that like one or two of us die, and then he's like, okay guys, try to end the game now. And then he just starts hitting like the Nexus and stuff. And then he dies. And we're like all dead. Ignar is just running away with 1 HP. And then I see the Nexus being like 40% and Elias dead, and I'm like, we fucking lost. And then, especially, like, this is really funny because Trick the whole time, like, he died first in that fight, killing 2 people for it. And then Trick the whole time is like, guys, just fucking end the game. Just focus only on ending the game. And then Elias says, no, don't end the game. And this guy next to me just starts like freaking out, and he's like, what the fuck, end the game? And then Elias dies, and then I'm like, oh no, we lost. And then I look at this guy next to me, and he's freaking out because we're like, we just lost. And then Elias revives, and he starts auto-attacking it. And then his last auto, like, hits the Nexus after he dies, and I'm like, oh, I guess we won. But I'm pretty sure we would have lost that game, but it was really, really disgusting how the whole thing happened.
One for the history books for sure.
What a shit show. Oh my god.
I mean, the player camps were amazing to watch.
I think, and no one, but no, like, never. I have no words.
Top 5 games you've ever played?
Oh, definitely straight at the bottom as the worst game. Oh.
It's kind of like a solo queue experience, you know, when you're already dead and you're telling your team, oh yeah, we can end, just push to the end, and then they fuck around, they just try to die.
I'm pretty sure even the guys in solo queue do better than what we did now. Oh my god.
Oh my god. But it's still a win at the end of the day. Yeah. That's what counts, and it's a win against Splyce, who a lot of people rated very highly before the split started.
Yeah, I don't really know why.
Okay. Sure.
To be honest, we were kind of shit, so I think we deserve to be at the bottom of like preseason standings because we just like went into complete free fall at the end of the split. But yeah, I mean, I can see why Splyce would be higher, just because I guess they ended up like 3rd or 4th or whatever. So I think, yeah, it was kind of like expected for them to put on like a good game.
But this game is, of course, especially important due to taking the W against them in particular. Can Schalke fans now be hopeful that some of the issues of spring are slowly dissolving?
I mean, I think the issues from spring are like gone, but we have like a different set of issues now that we need to fix, because even today I still feel like we were winning, but I just feel like we were like the whole team were kind of like feeling really tense for like the whole game. Like, we're winning, let's not mess it up, or I don't know. It was just a lot more stressful than it should be, especially when I think with the picks we had, it was really hard for them to like do stuff, unless we give them like a free fight, which we did like once, I think. It should have been a lot easier for us to be in control of the game, just because they didn't really buy QSS, and Silas was actually winning against Irelia for the whole game. So I think we were just like feeling really tense for no real reason. And I think that's kind of like our main issue that we need to tackle for like this split.
Was that an issue against SK Gaming as well? Because you guys were super ahead against them too, and then at the end.
I mean, in a sense, yeah. I mean, the issue was there, but it wasn't really like something that like impacted the game so much that we actually lost from it. I think the thing about SK is I think our draft didn't really like help because we didn't really have like tools to like do a lot to that draft. Although I think it was a pretty good draft in the sense that we could 1-3-1. It's just not something that we really like practiced a lot. So it kind of like showed in game that we weren't really feeling comfortable with it. So I think we just had like one big mistake at the bot lane against SK where we just like threw because we didn't really expect the TP. Well, today we expected the TP and we won. Remember, Kenan TP'd and he was like, we were like before, Kenan will TP and he's gonna kill us all. And we were like, okay, let's just back off. And then the TP comes and he died. So yeah, that issue got fixed. We learned from our mistakes, but we're still like, unnecessarily tense, I think. I think this game would have been a lot cleaner if we just didn't really like feel like so stressed out. I don't think it's like choking or whatever, because I think we played okay. I just think our decision making wasn't really super optimal given kind of like the tools we had and the tools they had. I think it could have been a lot cleaner, and that's what we like strive for.
Can you pinpoint to anything that might cause you guys being so tense on stage? Is it because it's the first few games, the pressure is especially high to get a good start, something like that?
I think it's also like the first couple of games with like Tricken, so it's kind of like a factor. I don't think it's like the pressure that we need to like get wins and all that stuff. I think we're just like playing and we don't really like care about the result in the sense that we're not really like pressured by it. I just think our objective play is like pretty good. Like we're getting most of the objectives, but I think our Nash play wasn't really like the greatest, and I think it was causing us like a lot of stress because there's like so many TPs in the game that you need to like keep track of. And at one point they just didn't have like TPs, and we were like, okay, we can look to like force Nash, or we were kind of like waiting for their mistake, but they just didn't like make any. So it just kind of like made it unnecessarily slow. And I think that's something we need to kind of fix for scrims, because we're like more calm, but I still feel like people just make mistakes in scrims. So it's a lot easier for us to play like that. And we just kind of need to change some habits, I think, that it's less reliant on them making mistakes and more reliant on us making like all the correct plays. Because I think with the lead we had after like early mid game, we could have just like pushed 3 lanes and just kind of like suffocate them and just have full control of the map.
Pretty sure that's pretty accurate in that regard. But one final question in regards to Trick. Him getting picked up was a decision that not too many fans were insanely, ecstatic about compared to other transfers, but he's been doing really well so far from my opinion. What's it been like playing with him from your perspective so far?
It feels like refreshing just because he kind of has like a view of like the game that kind of like aligns with what all of us want, and he's kind of like the catalyst for us because, as I said in like some other interviews, I feel like us 4, like the other 4 except the jungler, are like bloodthirsty somewhat, and we kind of want to play around like objectives and kills and pressure and stuff. But with Memento, he was kind of like the same as us, so it didn't really like work together. So it wasn't really like his fault, but it was just kind of like the whole unit as a whole just didn't like function properly. So it was like, everyone had these issues, but we just felt like with Trick, we can get those issues fixed, and so far it looks pretty good. Like there was like the worry, everyone thought that he's like washed up because he got like kicked from Turkey or whatever, but with like those things, with like what's happening behind the scenes of why players leave or get kicked, the public doesn't really know why that happens. So the whole view of like he got kicked from Turkey is like no one will know that what actually happened, except like the players themselves. So we weren't really like worried that he's like washed up because he got like a bad experience in Turkey, you know. I mean, it sucks he got relegated in BBQ, but we still ended up getting Egnar, so we kind of like flipped the coin and it worked. But I don't know, I just never thought that this guy could be like, you know, washed up or anything, because he was like MVP in LCS, he won so much, and I don't know, maybe you have like bad form for like a patch or two, but if you are that good once, you should probably still be that good for a really long time.
I'm 100% agreeing there. Anything you would like to say to the Schalke fans?
To the Schalke fans, look what you're making me do. I mean, actually, I see a lot more Schalke shirts at the studio, and I'm pretty surprised. So I'm really glad that you guys are, you know, showing your support that way by getting the Schalke jerseys and stuff. I'm glad that our gameplay isn't as trash as last split, so you guys can still have like a reason to cheer for us. So yeah, I think the split will be a good one, and I think we can kind of erase the bad memories of Spring Split where we just really entered and lost everything. So yeah, big thanks to everyone who's like supporting us. I feel like it's not a lot of you guys, but every like little bit or like every supporting message I see from like all the Schalke fans, it just like means a lot to like, you know, me or like all the other pros, because most of the time we're like super stressed and like frustrated, and we like feel actually pretty down. And whenever like, you know, you get like a random message from someone, is like really uplifting for like our whole day or week, you know. So I don't say this enough, but thanks to like everyone that like supports us and me.
So nice, so kind, and a hashtag for the people that watch until the end.
Hashtag? I didn't get to like hashtag it today, but with what I wanted to pick. But if you guys want some free elo, pick hashtag Cannon, and yeah, get that elo.
Free elo.
Yeah, get Challenger, just like that.
Just like, it's so easy actually. It's just get Challenger, yeah.
Yeah, or pick Mordekaiser because he's broken.
Oh, he's actually insane.
Have fun next week, guys. Mordekaiser first pick every game.
Woo! Or just first ban every game, pretty much.
I'm pretty sure that champion will never be open, and yeah, sucks.
The rework and new champion meme lives on. Everything new is OP.
Be so broken. Like, imagine you rework him and he has the most broken numbers in the game.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not even his kit. I mean, yeah, the ult is really
the kit is pretty ridiculous, because, you know, everyone's like, oh, you know, he has a ult that he can, like, cleanse with QSS. But, you know, yeah, of course, if that guy comes at him, he's like, and he gets your ults you and then kills you, you're like, I can QSS that. But imagine you're just, like, in the middle of, like, fighting to the death, and all of a sudden, you're just like, hey, I'm here with Mordekaiser, and he's about to destroy me. I guess I didn't notice, so I couldn't QSS. So yeah, that champion just has like no counter. Hey, who's doing that?
Oh, some random guy. Don't mind him. He's a weirdo. He works with me. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Mordekaiser completely broken.
Yeah, Mordekaiser's OP. Brazilian fans are ecstatic over Mordekaiser. Their boy is back. Best Brazilian in the world.
The best Brazilian boy is back. Thank you so much, Odo, for your time. This was Darius from the Shotcaller. Make sure to follow him on Twitter, of course. And I hope you guys have
Odoamne LOL, follow me. I'm at 45.9k followers, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of you will unfollow me, so that's fine. But yeah, don't forget to you know, like and subscribe.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely don't forget to do that too. This was Darius from the Shotcaller. See you guys next time. Bye-bye. We'd especially like to thank Krzysztof Bujnowicz, Thomas Göttel, Etienne, Erich Althaus, Lukas Legal, Lazy Raven, Lama Vyuta, and Adam Novosviat for your very special support, and of course also all the people whose names you see scrolling past you. Without you guys, we would have closed down probably a while ago. So thank you so much for your help. Thank you.